King Henry's kingdom is troubled by unrest. Rebellion threatens, led by his former friends, the Percy family. His own son, Prince Henry, better known as Harry or Hal, spends more time in the tavern than at court. Will Prince Hal step up to his role for his father and for England?
So shaken as we are, so wan with care, find we a time for frightened peace to pant, and breathe short-winded accents of new broils to be commenced in distant lands far remote. No more shall the thirsty entrance of this soil daub her lips with her own children's blood. The edge of war, like an ill-sheathed knife, no more shall cut his master. Therefore, friends, as far as to the sepulchre of Christ, whose soldier, under whose blessed cross we are impressed and engaged to fight, forthwith a power of English shall we levy. Therefore, gentle cousin Westmoreland, let me hear now from you what yesternight the council did decree in forwarding this dear expedience.
My liege, this haste was hot in question, and many limits of the charge set down but yesternight, when all athwart there came a post from Wales, loaded with heavy news, that the noble Mortimer, leading his men from Herefordshire to fight against the irregular and wild Glendower, was by the rude hands of the Welshmen taken, 1,000 of his people butchered.
It seems then that these tidings of new broils here break off our business for the Holy Land.
No, this match with other did, my gracious lord, for more uneven and unwelcome news came from the north, and thus it did import. On Holy Rood Day, the gallant Hotspur there, young Harry Percy and Archibald, at home done met, where they did spend a sad and bloody hour.
Well, this here is a dear, a true industrious friend, Sir Walter Blunt, new lighted from his horse, stained with the variations of each soil betwixt that Homeden and this seat of ours, and he doth bring smooth and welcome news.
The Earl of Douglas is discomfited. 10,000 bold Scots, 22 knights, bogged in their own blood did Sir Walter see on Homeden's plains. Of prisoners, Hotspur took more day, the Earl of Fife and eldest son to beat in Douglas, and the Earl of Athol, of Moray, Angus, and Menteith.
Is it not an honorable spoil? A gallant prize, is it not, coz, eh?
In faith, it is conquest for a prince to boast of.
Ah, and there thou makest me sad, and makest me sin in envy that my Lord Northumberland should be so blessed to be the father of so blessed a son who is the theme of honor's tongue. Amongst a grove, the very straightest plant, fortune's minion and her pride, whilst I, by looking on the praise of him, see riot and dishonor stain the brow of my young Harry. Oh, that it could be proved that some night-tripping fairy had exchanged, in cradle clothes where they lay, our children, and named mine Percy, and his Plantagenet. Then I would have his Harry, and he mine. But let them from my thoughts. What say you, coz, to this young Percy's pride? He insists on keeping all the prisoners he has captured, and sends me word I shall have none but Mordake, Earl of Fife.
This is his uncle's teaching. This is Worcester, malevolent to you in all expense, which makes him prune himself and bristle up the crest of youth against your dignity.
This I have sent for him to answer, and for this cause a while we must neglect our holy purpose to Jerusalem. On Wednesday next, our council will we hold at Windsor, so inform the lords.
I will, my liege.
Henry meets with the young Harry Percy, also known as Hotspur, because of his hot temper, along with his father Northumberland and his uncle Worcester, to demand that Hotspur yield his prisoners to the crown. Hotspur agrees to do so only if King Henry will ransom Mortimer, his brother-in-law, from captivity in Wales. The king refuses, suggesting that Mortimer is a traitor. Hotspur is outraged. Together, Hotspur, his father, and his uncle begin to devise a plot to oust King Henry from the throne. Meanwhile, in another part of the capital, Prince Henry and his tavern friend Falstaff are up to their usual shenanigans.
Hal, what time of day is it, lad?
Thou art so fat-witted with drinking old sack and unbuttoning thee after supper and sleeping upon benches after noon that thou hast forgotten to demand surely which thou wouldest truly know. What the devil hast thou to do with the time of the day?
Deed, you come near me now, Hal. For we that take purses go by the moon and 7 stars, and not by Phoebus, he that wandering night so fair. And I prithee, sweet wag, shall there be gallows standing in England when thou art king? Do not thou, when thou art king, hang a thief.
No, thou shalt.
Shall I? Oh, rare! By the Lord, I'll be a brave judge.
Thou judgest false already. I mean, that thou shalt have the hanging of the thieves, and so become a rare hangman. Where shall we take a purse tomorrow, Jack?
Zoons, where thou wilt, lad. I'll make one, and I do not. Call me a villain and baffle me.
I see a good amendment of life in thee, from praying to purse-taking.
Why, Hal, 'tis my vocation. 'Tis no sin for a man to labor in his vocation. Points.
Good morrow, Ned.
Good morrow, sweet Hal. What says Monsieur Remorse? What says Sir John Sack and Sugar? Lads, tomorrow morning by 4 o'clock, early at Gadshill, there are pilgrims going to Canterbury with rich offerings, and traders riding to London with fat purses. I have visitors for you all. You have horses for yourselves. Peter lies tonight in Rochester. I have bespoke supper tomorrow night in Eastgate. We may do it as secure as sleep. If you will go, I will stuff your purses full of crowns. If you will not, tarry at home and be hanged.
Hear ye, Poins. If I tarry at home and go not, I'll hang you for going.
You will, Chops?
Hal, wilt thou make one?
Who? I rob? I a thief? Not I, by my faith.
There is neither honesty, manhood, nor good fellowship in thee, nor thou tamest not of the blood royal, if thou darest not stand for 10 shillings.
Well, come what will, I'll be a madcap.
Why, that's well said.
Well, I'll tarry at home.
By the Lord, I'll be a traitor then, when thou art king.
I care not.
Sir John, I pray thee, leave the prince and me alone. I will lay him down such reason for this adventure that he shall go.
Well, God give thee the spirit of persuasion, and him the ears of profiting.
Now, my good sweet honey lord, ride with us tomorrow. I have a jest to execute. Now, my good sweet honey lord, ride with us tomorrow. I have a jest to execute that I cannot manage alone. Falstaff, Bardolph, and Peto shall rob those men that we have already waylaid. Yourself and I will not be there. And when they have the booty, if you and I do not rob them, then cut this head off from my shoulders.
How shall we part with them in setting forth?
Why, we will set forth before or after them, and appoint them a place of meeting, wherein it is at our pleasure to fail, and then will they adventure upon the exploit themselves, which they have no sooner achieved, but we'll set upon them.
Yea, but 'tis like they will know us by our horses, by our habits, and by every other appointment to be ourselves.
Tut, our horses they shall not see. I'll tie them in the wood. Our vizards we will change after we leave them, and zero. I have cases of buckram for the knots, to mask our noted outward garments.
Yea, but I doubt they'll be too hard for us.
Well, for 2 of them, I know them to be as true-bred cowards as ever turn back. And for the 3rd, if he fights longer than he sees reason, I'll forswear arms. The virtue of this jest will be the incomprehensible lies that this same fat rogue will tell us at supper. How 30 at least he fought with. What wards, what blows, what extremities he endured. And in the proof of this lies the jest.
Well, I'll go with thee. Provide us all things necessary, and meet me tomorrow night in Eastcheap. There I'll sup. Farewell.
Farewell, my lord.
I know you all, and will a while uphold the unyoked humor of your idleness. Yet herein will I imitate the sun, who doth permit the base contagious clouds to smother up his beauty from the world, that, when he please again to be himself, being wanted, he may be more wondered at. So, when this loose behavior I throw off, my reformation, glittering on my fault, shall show more goodly, and shall attract more eyes, than that which hath no foil to set it off. All so offend to make offense a skill, redeeming time, when men think least I will.
Shelter, shelter. I have removed Falstaff's horse, and he frets like a gummed velvet.
Stand close.
Points! Points! Points and be hanged, points!
Peace, ye fat-kidneyed rascal! What a brawling dost thou keep?
Where's Points, Hal?
He's walked up to the top of the hill. I'll go seek him.
I am accursed to rob in that thief's company. The rascal hath removed my horse and tied him I know not where. Points. Bardolph. Hal?
Cuckoo.
Hal?
Cuckoo.
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 Cuckoo?
Cuckoo.
Give me my horse, you rogues! Give me my horse, and be hanged!
Peace, ye fat guts! Lie down! Lay thine ear close to the ground, and list if thou canst hear the tread of travelers.
Have you any levers to lift me up again, being down?
Stand!
So I do, against my will.
Oh, 'tis Peto, our setter. I know his voice.
What news? Case you, on with your visits. There's money of the king's coming down the hill. 'Tis going to the king's exchequer.
You lie, ye rogue. 'Tis going to the king's tavern.
There's enough to make us all.
To be hanged.
Sirs, you three shall front them in the narrow lane. Hal and I will walk lower. If they escape from your encounter, then they light on us.
How many be there of them?
Some 8 or 10.
Jones, will they not rob us?
Steer, Jack. Thy horse stands behind the hedge. When thou needest them, there thou shalt find them. Farewell, and stand fast.
Points, where are disguises?
Here, hard by. Stand close.
Now, my masters, happy man be to his Joel, say I, every man to his business. Stand! Strike down with them. Cut the villains' throats. Ah, wolfman caterpillars, bacon-fed knaves, they hate us youth. Down with them, fleece them.
Oh, we are all undone, both we and ours forever.
Hang ye, gore-bellied knaves! Are ye undone? Know ye, fat chuffs? I would your store were here. On, bacons, on! What ye, knaves? Young men must live. You are grangers, are ye? We'll jure ye a faith.
The thieves and go merrily to London, it would be an argument for a week, laughter for a month, and a good dress forever.
Stand close. I hear them coming.
Come, my masters, let us share, and then to horse before day, and the prince and poins be not to errant cowards. There's no equity stirring. There's no more valor in that poins than a wild duck's.
Your money!
Got with much ease. Now merrily to horse. The thieves are scattered and possessed with fear so strongly that they dare not meet each other. Were it not for laughing, though, I should pity him.
How the rogue roared.
But for mine own part, my lord, I could be well contented to be there, in respect of the love I bear your house. He could be contented. Why is he not then? Let me see some more. The purpose you undertake is dangerous. Why, that's certain. 'Tis dangerous to take a cold, to sleep, to drink. The purpose you undertake is dangerous. The friends who have named uncertain, the time itself unsorted, and the whole plot too light for the counterpoise of so great an opposition. Say you so? Say you so? I say unto you again, you are a shallow, cowardly hind, and you lie. By the Lord, our plot is a good plot as ever was laid, our friends true and constant. Is there not my father, my uncle, and myself, Lord Edmund Mortimer, my Lord of York, and Owen Glendower? Is there not besides the Douglas? Have I not all their letters to meet me in arms by the 9th of the next month? Have not some of them set forward already? What a pagan rascal is this, an infidel. Ha! Hang him. Let him tell the king. We are prepared. We shall set forward tonight. How now, Kate? I must leave within these 2 hours.
Oh, my good lord, why are you thus alone? For what offense have I this fortnight been a banished woman from my Harry's bed? Tell me, sweet lord, what is't that takes from thee thy stomach pleasure and thy golden sleep? Why hast thou lost the fresh blood in thy cheeks, and given my treasures and my rights to thee to thick-eyed musing and cursed melancholy? In thy faint slumbers I by thee have watched and heard thee murmur tales of iron wars. Speak terms of manage to thy bounding steed, cry courage to the field, and thou hast talked of retires, of trenches, tents, of basilisks, of cannon culverin, of prisoners ransomed, and of soldiers slain, and all the currents of a heady fight. Thy spirit within thee hath been so at war that beads of sweat hath stood upon thy brow. Oh, what portents are these? Some heavy business that my lord in hand, and I must know it, else he loves me not.
What ho! Is Gillian's with the packet gone?
He is, my lord, an hour ago.
Hath Butler brought those horses from the sheriff?
He is one horse, my lord, he brought even now.
What horse? A roan, a crop-ear, is it not?
It is, my lord.
That roan shall be my throne. Well, I will back him straight, O Esperance. Bid Butler lead him forth into the park.
But hear you,
What
my
sayest
lord.
thou, my lady?
What is it that carries you away?
Why, my horse, my love, my horse.
Out, you mad-headed ape! A weasel hath not such spleen as you are tossed with. In faith, I'll know your business, Harry, that I will. I fear it's my brother Mortimer hath stir about his title, and have line for you to line his has sent for you to line his enterprise. But if you go
So far afoot, I shall be weary, love.
Come, you Periquito, answer me directly unto this question that I've asked. In faith, I'll break thy little finger, Harry, if thou wilt not tell me all things true.
Away, you trifler. Love, I love thee not. I care not for thee. God me, my horse! What sayest thou, my lady? What wouldst thou have with me?
Do you not love me? Do you not indeed? Well, do not then, for since you love me not, I will not love myself. Do you not love me? Nay, tell me if you speak in jest or no.
Come, wilt thou see me ride? And when I am on horseback, I will swear I love thee infinitely. But hark you, Kate, I must not have you henceforth question me whither I go, nor reason whereabout. Whither I must, and to conclude, this evening must I leave you, gentle Kate. I know you wise, but yet no farther wise than Harry Percy's wife. Constant you are, but yet a woman, and for secrecy, no lady closer, for I well believe. Thou wilt not utter what thou dost not know, and so far will I trust thee, Kate.
How, so far?
Not an inch further, but hark you, Kate, I must not have you, not an inch further. Whither I go, thither shall you go too. Today will I set forth, tomorrow you. Will this content you, Kate?
It must, of course.
To conclude, I am so good a proficient in 1/4 of an hour that I can drink with any tinker in his own language during my life.
Sirrah, Falstaff and the rest of the thieves are at the door. Shall I be merry?
I prithee, call him Falstaff, call him Ribs, call him Tallow.
Francis!
Anon, sir.
Welcome, Jack.
A plague of all cowards, I say, and a vengeance too. Give me a cup of sack, boy.
Anon, sir.
Plague of all cowards. Give me a cup of sack, rogue.
Anon, sir.
Plague of all cowards, I say still.
How now, Woolsack, what mutter you?
A king's son? You, Prince of Wales?
Why, you horse-and-round man, what's the matter?
Are you not a coward? Answer me to that. And points there?
Soon, ye fat paunch, and ye call me a coward, by the Lord, I'll stab thee.
I call thee coward. I would give £1,000 I could run as fast as thou canst. Give me them that will face me. Give me a cup of sack.
Anon, sir.
Plague of all cowards, still say I.
What's the matter?
What's the matter? There be 3 of us here have taken 1,000 pounds this day morning.
Where is it, Jack? Where is it?
Where is it? Taken from us. 100 upon poor 3 of us.
What, 100, man?
I am a rogue if I were not at half sword with a dozen of them 2 hours together. I have escaped by miracle. I am 8 times thrust through the doublet, 4 through the hose, my buckler cut through and through, my sword hacked like a handsaw. The plight of all cowards. Let them speak.
Speak, sirs. How was it?
We 3 set upon some dozens
16 at least, my lord.
and bound them.
You rode, they were bound, every man of them.
As we were sharing, some 6 or 7 freshmen set upon us.
And then unbound the rest, and then come in the other.
What, fought you with them all?
All? I know not what you call all, but if I fought not with 50 of them, I am a bunch of radish.
Pray God you have not murdered some of them.
Nay, that's past praying for. I have peppered 2 of them, 2 robes and buckram suits. I tell thee what, Hal, if I tell thee a lie, spit in my face, call me horse, 4 robes and buckram that drive at me.
What, 4? Thou sittest but 2 even now.
These 4 came all affront, and mainly thrust at me. I made no more ado, but took all 7 points in my target thus.
7? There are but 4 even now.
In buckram?
Aye, 4 in Buckramsit.
7 by these hilts, or I am a villain else.
Prithee, let him alone. We shall have more anon.
Dost thou hear me, Hal?
Aye, and mark thee too, Jack.
Do so, for it is worth the listening to. These 9 in buckram
So,
have
2
told
more already.
began to dim me drowned, but I followed me close, came in foot in hand, and with a thought, 7 of the 11 I paid.
Oh, monstrous. 11 Buckram men grown out of 2.
But as the devil would have it, 3 misbegotten knaves in kendo green came at my back and let drive at me. For it was so dark, Hal, thou couldst not see thy hand.
These lies are like their father that begets them. Gross as a mountain, open, palpable. Why, you... Why, you clay-brained guts, you naughty-pated fool, you whoresome, obscene, grease-towel catch.
What? Art thou mad? Art thou mad? Is not the truth the truth?
Why, how couldst thou know these men in Kendall Green when it was so dark? Thou couldst not see thy hand. Come, tell us your reasons, Jack. What sayest thou to this?
Come, your reason, Jack, your reason.
What? Upon compulsion? Give you a reason on compulsion? If reasons were as plentiful as blackberries, I would give no man a reason on compulsion, I.
I'll be no longer guilty of this sin. This sanguine coward, this horseback breaker, this bed presser, this huge hill of flesh.
Spud, you starveling, you elf skin, you dried neat's tongue, you bull's pizzle, you stockfish. Oh, for breath to utter what is like thee.
Well, breathe a while, and then to it again. And when thou hast uttered thyself in base comparisons, hear me speak but this.
Mark, Jack.
We too saw you 3 set on 4, and bound them, and were masters of their wealth. Then did we too set on you 3, and with a word outface you from your fries. And have it, yea, and can show it to you here, in the house. And Falstaff, you carried your guts away as nimbly and with as quick dexterity and roared for mercy and so run and roared as ever I heard bull calf.
What trick canst thou now find out to hide thee from this open and apparent shame? Come, let's hear, Jack. What trick hast thou now?
By the Lord, I knew ye as well as he that made thee. Why, hear you, my masters, was it for me to kill the prince? Why, thou knowest I am as valiant as Hercules. But beware instinct. The lion will not touch the true prince. Instinct is a great matter. I was now a coward on instinct. But, by the Lord, lads, I'm just glad you have the money.
Oh, Jesu, my lord the prince!
How now, my lady the hostess? What sayest thou to me?
Marry, my lord, there is a nobleman of the court at door would speak with you. He says he comes from your father.
What manner of a man is he?
An old man.
What doth gravity out of his bed at midnight? Shall I give him his answer?
Prithee, do points.
Faith, and I'll send him packing.
Now, sirs, by Our Lady, you fought fair. So did you, Peto. So did you, Bardolph. You were lions, too. You ran away upon instinct. You will not touch the true prince. No, fie.
Faith, I ran when I saw the others run.
Faith, tell me in earnest, how came Falstaff's sword so hacked?
Why, he hacked it with his dagger and said that he would swear truth out of England, but would make you believe it was done in fight, and persuaded us to do the like.
Yea, and to tickle our noses with speargrass, to make them bleed, and to beslubber our garments with speargrass, and swear it was the blood of true men.
Thou hast fire and sword on thy side, and yet thou rannest away. What instinct hast thou for it?
My lord, do you see these meteors? Do you see these exhaltations?
I do.
What do you think they portend?
Hot livers and cold purses.
Choler, my lord, if rightly taken.
There's villainous news abroad.
Here is Sir John Bracy, from your father. You must hear the court in the morning. That same mad fellow of the north, Percy, and he of Wales, what a plague call you him?
Oh, Glendower.
Owen the same, and his son-in-law Mortimer, and old Northumberland, and that sprightly Scot of Scots.
Douglas?
Well, he is there too, and one more day, and 1,000 blue caps more.
Worcester is stolen away tonight. Thy father's beard is turned white with the news. But tell me, Hal, art thou not horribly afeard? Thou being heir apparent, could the world pick thee out such enemies as that fiend Douglas, that spirit Percy, and that devil Glendower? Tell me, art thou not horrible afraid?
Not a whit, in faith. I lack some of thy instinct.
Well, thou art be horribly chid tomorrow when thou comest to thy father. If thou love me, practice an answer.
Do thou stand for my father, and examine me upon the particulars of my life.
Shall I? Content. This chair shall be my state. This sword my scepter, and this cushion my crown.
Well, here is my like.
Here is my speech. Stand aside, nobility.
Oh, Jesu, this is excellent sport, in faith.
Weep not, sweet queen, for trickling tears are in vain.
Oh, the father, how he holds his countenance.
Lords, convey my trustful queen, for tears do stop the floodgates of her eyes.
Oh, Jesu, he doth it as like one of these harlotry players, as ever I see.
Peace, good pint pot, peace, good ticklebrain. Harry, I do not only marvel where thou spendest thy time, but also how thou art accompanied. For though the camomile, the more it is trodden on, the faster it grows. Yet youth, the more it is wasted, the sooner it wears. That thou art my son, I have partly thy mother's word, partly my own opinion, but chiefly a villainous trick of thine eye and a foolish hanging of thy nether lip. But here lies the point. Shall the son of England prove a thief and take purses? And yet there is a virtuous man whom I have often noted in thy company, but I know not his name.
What manner of man? Ain't it like your majesty?
A good portly man, in faith, and corpulent, of a cheerful look, a pleasing eye, and a most noble carriage. And I think his age some 50, or inclining to 60. And now I remember me. His name is
Falstaff!
Harry, I see virtue in his looks. Him keep with, the rest banish.
Dost thou speak like a king? Do thou stand for myself, and all play my father.
Depose me?
Well, here I am set.
And here I stand. Judge, my masters.
Now, Harry, from whence come you?
My noble lord, from East Cheap.
Yeah.
The complaints I hear of thee are grievous.
Blood, my lord, they are false.
Swearest thou, ungracious boy, henceforth ne'er look on me. Thou art violently carried away from grace. There is a devil that haunts thee in the likeness of an old fat man. A ton of a man is thy companion. Why dost thou converse with that trunk of humors, that bolting hutch of beastliness, that swollen parcel of dropsies with the and the roasted Manning triox with the pudding in his belly?
I would your grace would take me with you. Who means your grace?
That villainous, abominable misleader of the youth, Falstaff!
My lord, the man I know, that he is old, the more the pity. His white hairs do witness it. If such and shouldder be a fault, God help the wicked. No, my good lord, banish Peto, banish Bardolph, banish Poins. But for sweet Jack Falstaff, kind Jack Falstaff, true Jack Falstaff, banish not him in thy Harry's company. Banish plump Jack, and banish all the world.
Oh, my lord, the sheriff with the most monstrous watch is at the door.
My lord, the sheriff and all the watch are at the door. They are come to search the house. Shall I let them in?
Go, hide thee behind the arras. The rest walk above. Call on the sheriff. Now, Master Sheriff, what is your will with me?
First pardon me, my lord. Human cry hath followed certain men unto this house.
What men?
One of them, well, no, my gracious lord, as a gross fat man.
As fat as butter.
The man, I do assure you, is not here, for I myself at this time hath employed him. And, Sheriff, I will engage my word to thee that by tomorrow dinner time will send him or any man for anything he may be charged withal. And so, I entreat you, leave the house.
I will, my lord. There are two gentlemen in this robbery, less 300 marks.
If he hath robbed these men, he shall be answerable. And so, farewell.
Good night, my noble lord.
I think it is good morrow, is it not?
Indeed, my lord, I think it be 2 o'clock.
That oily rascal's known as well as Paul's. Go, call him forth.
Falstaff. Fast asleep behind the arras and snorting like a horse.
Hark! How hard he fetches breath. There, let him sleep till the day. I'll to the court into the morning. We must all to the wars. And thy place shall be honorable. I'll procure this fat rogue a charge afoot, and I know his death will be a march of 12 score. Be with me in the morn. Be with me betimes in the morning. And so, good morrow, Peto.
Good morrow. Good, my lord.
These promises are fair, these parties sure, and our induction full of prosperous hope.
Lord Mortimer, and Cousin Glendower, will you sit down? And Uncle Worcester. A plague upon it, I have forgotten the map.
No, here it is. Sit, Cousin Percy, sit, good Cousin Hotspur, for by that name as oft as King Henry doth speak of you, his cheeks look pale, and with a rising sigh he wisheth you in heaven.
And you in hell, as oft as he hears Owen Glendower spoke of.
I cannot blame him. At my nativity, the front of heaven was full of fiery shapes, of burning crescents, and at my birth, the frame and huge foundation of the earth shaked like a coward.
Why, so it would have done if in the same season your mother's cat had but kittened.
I say the earth did shake when I was born.
And I say the earth was not on my mind. If you suppose as fearing you it shook.
The heavens were all on fire. The earth did tremble.
Oh, then the earth shook to see the heavens on fire, and not in fear of your nativity.
Peace, Cousin Percy, you will make him mad.
I can call spirits from the vasty deep.
Why, so can I, or so can any man, but will they come when you do call to them?
Why, I can teach you, cousin, to command the devil.
And I can teach thee, cause to shame the devil, by telling truth. Tell truth and shame the devil.
Come, come, no more of this unprofitable chat.
3 times hath King Henry made head against my power. Thrice from the banks of Wye and sandy bottom Severn have I sent him, bootless home and weather-beaten back.
Home without boots, and in foul weather too. How escapes the accused in the devil's name?
Come, here's the map. Shall we divide our right according to our threefold order taken?
England, the Archdeacon hath divided into 3 lands very equally. England, from Trent and Severn hitherto, by south and east, is to my part assigned. All westward, Wales beyond the Severn shore, and all the fertile land within it, to Owen Glendower. And, dear coz, to you, the remnant northward, lying off from Trent. And our indentures to parta ergeron, which being sealed interchangeably, a business at this time execute. Tomorrow, Cousin Percy, you and I, and my good Lord of Worcester, will meet your father and the Scottish power, as is appointed to us at Shrewsbury. My father is not ready yet, nor shall we need him these 14 days. Within that space we may have drawn together your tenants, friends, and neighboring gentlemen.
A shorter time shall send me to you, lords, and in my conduct shall your ladies come, from whom we must steal and take no leave, for there will be a world of water shed at the parting of your wives and you.
Methinks my moiety north from Burton here, in quantity equals not one of yours. See how this river comes cranking in and cuts me from the best of all my lands. I'll have the currents in this place dammed up. It shall not wind with such a deep indent to rob me of so rich a bottom here.
Not wind, it shall, it must, you see it doth.
But Mark Harry bears his course, and runs me up with like advantage on the other side, gilding the opposed continent as much as on the other side it takes from you.
But a little charge will trench him here, and on us north side, win this Cape wind, and then you run straight and even.
Oh, have it so, a little charge will do it.
I'll not have it altered.
Will not you?
No, no, you shall not.
Who shall say me nay?
Why, that will I.
Let me not understand you then, speak it in Welsh.
I can speak English, Lord, as well as you, for I was trained up in an English court, where, being but young, I framed to the harp many an English ditty lovely well.
I do not care. Are the indentures drawn? Shall we be gone?
The moon shines fair. You may away by night. I'll haste the writer, and withal break with your wives of your departure hence. I am afraid my daughter will run mad, so much she doteth her Mortimer.
Fie, Cousin Percy, how you cross my father.
I cannot choose. Sometimes he angers me.
In faith, my lord, you are too willful blame, and since your coming hither has done enough to put him quite beside his patience, you must needs learn, Lord, to amend this fault. Though sometimes it shows greatness, courage, blood, and that is the dearest grace it renders you, yet oftentimes it doth present harsh wage, want of government, defect of manners, pride, haughtiness, opinion, or disdain, the least of which haunting a nobleman, loses men's hearts and leaves behind a stain upon the beauty of all parts besides, beguiling them of commendation.
Well, I am schooled. Good manners be your speed. Here come our wives, and let us take our leave.
Lords, give us leave. The prince and I must have some private conference. I know not whether God would have it so, for some displeasing service I have done, that in his secret doom, out of my very own blood, would breed revengement and a scourge for me to punish my mistreadings. Tell me else could such inordinate and low desires, such poor, such bare, such lewd, such mean attempts, such barren pleasures and rude society as thou art matched withal and grafted to, accompany the greatness of thy blood, and hold their level with thy princely heart.
So please your majesty, I would I could quit all offenses I am charged with, and find pardon on my true submission.
God pardon thee. Thy place in council thou hast rudely lost. The hope and expectation of thy time is ruined. The soul of every man prophetically doth forethink thy fall. Thy princely privilege thou hast lost with vile participation, and not an eye but is aweary of thy common sight, save mine, which hath desired to see thee more.
So please my thrice gracious Lord, I shall hereafter be more myself.
For all the world, as thou art to this hour, was Richard then, when from France I set foot at Ravensburg. And even as I was then, is Percy now. He leads ancient lords and reverend bishops on to bloody battles and to bruising arms, and doth shake the peace and safety of our throne. And what say you to this? Percy, Northumberland, the archbishops Grace of York, Douglas and Mortimer capitulate against us and are all up. But wherefore do I tell these news to thee? Why, Harry, do I tell thee of my foes, thou that art like enough to fight against me under Percy's pay?
Do not think so. You shall not find it so. And God forgive them that have so much have swayed your majesty's good thoughts away from me. I'll redeem all this on Percy's head, and in the closing of some glorious day, be bold to tell you that I am your son. And this shall be the day when your unthought of Harry and this glorious Hotspur shall chance to meet. And the time will come when I shall exchange my indignities for his glorious deeds. This, in the name of God, I promise here, and I will die 100,000 deaths or break the smallest parcel of this vow.
100,000 rebels die in this. Thou shalt be given charge and sovereign trust herein. How now, good Blunt, thy looks are full of speed.
So hath the business that I come to speak of. Lord Mortimer of Scotland hath sent word that Douglas and the English rebels met the 11th this month at Shrewsbury. A mighty and fearful head they are. It promises to be kept on every hand, as ever offered foul play in the state.
Harry, on Wednesday next thou shalt set forward. On Thursday we ourselves will march. Our meeting is Bridge North. Our hands are full of business. Let's away. Advantage feeds him fat while men delay.
my noble Scot, but a braver place in my heart's love hath no man than yourself.
Thou art the king of honor. No man so potent breathes upon the ground, but I will beard him.
Do so, and 'tis well. What letters hast thou there?
These letters come from your father.
Letters from him? Why comes he not himself?
He cannot come, my lord. He is grievous sick.
Sick? Wait. Zoons, how has he the leisure to be sick in such a rustling time? Who leads his power? Under whose government come they along?
His letters bear his mind, not I, my lord.
I prithee, tell me, doth he keep his bed?
He did, my lord, 4 days ere I set forth, and at the time of my departure thence, he was much feared by his physicians.
I would this day of time had first been whole. Ere he by sickness had been visited, his health was never better worth than now.
Sick now, droop now. This sickness does infect the very lifeblood of our enterprise.
Your father's sickness is a maim to us.
A perilous gas, a very limb lopped off.
I would your father had been here. The quality and hair of our attempt brooks no division. It would be thought by some that know not why he is away. This absence of your father draws a curtain that shows the ignorant a kind of fear before not dreamt of.
You strain too far. I rather of his absence make this use. It lends a luster and more great opinion, a larger dare to our great enterprise than if the Earl were here.
As heart can think, there's not such a word spoke of in Scotland as this term of fear.
Mortimer, welcome by my soul.
Pray God my news may be worth a welcome, Lord. The Earl of Westmoreland, 7,000 strong, is marching hitherwards, with him Prince John.
No harm, what more?
The king himself in person is marching, or hitherwards intended speedily, with strong and mighty preparation.
He shall be welcome too. Where is his son? The nimble-footed madcap Prince Hal, and his comrades that tap the world aside, and bid it pass?
All finished, all in arms, all plumed like ostriches that with the wind, baited like eagles having lately bathed, glittering in golden coats like images, as full of spirit as the month of May, and as gorgeous as the sun at midsummer. Wanton as youthful goats, wild as young bulls. I saw young Harry, with his beaver on, his cuisses on his thighs, gallantly armed, rise up from the ground like feathered Mercury. And vaulted with such ease into his saddle as if an angel had dropped from the clouds to turn and wind a fiery Pegasus, and witch the world with noble horsemanship.
No more, no more. Let him come. Harry to Harry shall, hot horse to horse. Meet and ne'er part, till one drop down a course.
There is more news I learned in Worcester as I rode along. He cannot draw his power these 14 days.
That's the worst tidings that I hear of yet.
Aye, by my faith, that bears a frosty sound.
What may the king so battle reach unto?
To 30,000.
40 let it be. Father and Glendower being both the way, doomsday is near. Die all, die merrily.
Talk not of dying. I am out of fear of death or death's sand for this 1/2 year.
Bardolph, get thee before the RiverTree. Fill me a bottle of sack. Our soldiers shall march through. We'll to Sutton Coldfield tonight.
Will you give me money, Captain?
Lay out, lay out. Bid my Lieutenant Peto meet me at town's end.
I will, Captain. Farewell.
I be not ashamed of my soldiers, I am a sow's gurnet. I have misused the king's press damnably. I have got, in exchange of 150 soldiers, 300 and odd pounds. I press me none but good householders, yeomen's sons.
How now, Quilt?
What? How? How now, mad wag? What the devil dost thou in Warwickshire? My good lord of Westmoreland, I cry you mercy. I thought your honor had already been at Shrewsbury.
Faith, Sir John, 'tis more than time I were there, and you too. But my pals are already there. The king, I can tell you, looks for us all. We must away all night.
Tut, never fear me. I'm as vigilant as a cat to steal cream.
I think to steal cream indeed, for thy theft hath already made thee butter. But tell me, whose fellows are these that come after?
Mine, Hal, mine.
I did never see such pitiful rascals.
Aye, but Sir John, methinks they are exceedingly poor and bare, too beggarly.
But, Sirrah, make haste. Percy's already in the field.
What? Is the king encamped?
He is, Sir John. I fear we stay too long.
Well, the latter end of a fray and the beginning of a feast, but it's a dull fighter and a keen guest.
We'll fight with him tonight.
It may not be.
You give him then the advantage.
Not a whit.
Why, say you so. Looks he not for supplies?
So do we.
Is it certain or is it doubtful?
Good cousin, be advised. Turn out tonight.
Do not, my lord.
You do not counsel well. You speak it out of fear and cold heart.
Do me no slander, Douglas, by my life, and I dare well maintain it by my life if well-respected honor bid me on. I hold as little counsel with weak fear, as you, my lord, or any Scot that this day lives. Let us see tomorrow on the battle which of us fears.
Yea, or tonight.
Content!
Tonight, say I.
Come, it may not be. Certain horse of my cousin Vernon's are not yet come up. Your uncle's horse came but today, and their pride and mettle is asleep. Their courage with hard labor tame and dull, that not a horse is the half of himself.
So are the horses of the enemy.
The number of the king seeth ours. For God's sake, cousin, stay till all come in.
I come with gracious offers from the king, if you vouchsafe me hearing and respect.
Welcome, Sir Walter Blunt, and would to God you were of our determination. Some of us love you well, and even though some envy your great deservings and good name, because you are not of our quality, but stand against us like an enemy.
And God defend, but still I should stand so. So long as out of limit and true rule, you stand against anointing majesty. But to my charge, the king has sent to know the nature of your griefs, and whereupon you conjure from the breast of civil peace such bold hostility, teaching his duteous land audacious cruelty. If that the king have any way your good deserts forgot, which he confesseth to be manifold, he bids you name your griefs, and with all speed you shall have your desires with interest, and pardon absolute for yourself in these, herein misled by your suggestion.
The king is kind, and well we know the king knows at what time to promise, when to pay. My father, my uncle, and myself did give him the royalty he wears today. And when he was not 620 strong, sick in the world's regards, wretched and low, a poor unminded outlaw sneaking home, my father welcomed him to the shore. And when he heard him swear and vow to God, he came but to be the Duke of Lancaster.
Hush! I cannot hear this.
Then to the point. In short time after he deposed the king. Soon after that deprived him of his life. To make that worse suffered Mortimer to be engaged in Wales. Broke oath on oath, committed wrong on wrong, and in conclusion...
Shall I return this answer to the king?
Not so, Sir Walter. We withdraw a while, and in the morning early shall my uncle bring you our purposes, and so farewell.
I would you would, accept of grace and love.
Maybe so we shall.
Pray God you do.
How bloodily doth the sun appear above yon busky hill. The day grows pale at its distemperature.
The southern wind doth play the trumpet to his purposes, and by his hollow whistling in the leaves, foretells a tempest and a blustering day.
Then with the losers let it sympathize, for nothing can seem fail to those that win. How now, my lord of Worcester? It is not well that you and I should meet upon such terms as these. You have deceived our trust. This is not well. This is not well. What sayest thou to it?
Hear me, my liege, for I do protest. I have not sought the day of this is like.
You have not sought it? How comes it then?
I must remember you, my lord. We were the first and dearest of your friends. For you my staff office did I break in Richard's time. You swore to us, and you did swear the oath at Doncaster, and you did nothing purpose against it, nor claim no further than your new fallen right, the seat of Gaunt, dukedom of Lancaster. To this we swore aid, but in short time you took occasion to be quickly wooed, forgot your oath at Doncaster, and being fed by us who used us so, as that ungentle gold the cuckoo's bird useth the sparrow.
So you have these things you have well articulate, proclaimed at market crosses, read in churches, to face the garment of your rebellion with some fine color that might please the eye.
In both your armies there is many a soul shall pay full dearly for this encounter, if once they join in trial. Tell your nephew, Prince Henry, doth join with all the world in praise of Henry Percy. I do not think a braver gentleman, more daring or more bold, is now alive. I may speak it to my shame. I've been a truant to chivalry, but this, before my father's majesty, to save the blood on either side, I will try fortune with him in a single fight.
No, good Worcester, no. We love our people well, even those we love who are misled upon your cousin's part. But if they will accept the offer of our grace, then he and they and you and yes, every man will be my friend again, and I his. So tell your cousin, and send me word what he will do. We offer fair, take it advisedly. Farewell.
It will not be accepted, on my life. The Douglas and the Hotspur are both confident against the world in arms.
Hence, every leader to his charge, for upon their answer we will set on them. And God befriend us, as our cause is just.
My nephew must not know the liberal and kind offer of the king.
"'Twere best he did."
Oh, we are all undone. It is not possible. It cannot be the king should keep his word in loving us. He will suspect us still and find a time to punish this offense and other faults. Therefore, good cousin, let not Hotspur know, in any case, the offer of the king.
"Deliver what you will. I'll say 'tis so. Here comes your cousin."
My uncle's returned. Uncle, what news?
The king will bid you bow presently. There is no seeming mercy in the king.
Did you beg any? God forbid.
I told him gently of our grievances, of his oath-breaking, which he meted thus, by now forswearing that he is forsworn. He calls us rebels, traitors, and will scourge with haughty arms this hateful name in us. Prince Henry stepped forth before the king, and nephew challenged you to a single fight.
Oh, with the coral lay upon our heads, that each man might draw short breath today. But I am Prince Harry. Tell me. Seemed it in contempt?
"No, by my soul, I never in my life did hear a challenge urged more modestly. He gave you all the duties of a man, trimmed up your praises with a princely tongue, spoke of your deservings like a chronicle, making it ever better than his praise.
Cousin!
By still dispraising praise value in you, which became him like a prince indeed."
Cousin, I think thou art enamored on his follies. Never did I hear of a prince so wild a libertine. Yet once ere night I will embrace him with a soldier's arm, that he shall shrink under my courtesy. Arm with speed! Fellows, soldiers, and friends, let each man do his best. Here draw I a sword, whose temper I intend to stain, with the best blood I can meet withal in the adventures of this perilous day. If die brave death, when princes die with us. Now, Esperance, Percy, and Devon!
What is thy name, that in the battle dost thou crossest me? What honor dost thou seek upon my head?
Know then, my name is Douglas, and I do haunt thee in the battle thus, because some tell me that thou art a king.
They tell thee true.
The Lord of Stafford, dear today, hath bought thy likeness. For, instead of thee, King Harry, this sword hath ended him, and so shall it thee, unless thou yield thee as my prisoner.
I was not born a yielder, thou proud Scot, and thou shalt find the king that will revenge Lord Stafford's death.
Oh, Douglas, hast thou thought a home Douglas never had triumphed upon a Scot?
All's done, all's won. Who bred to slice the king?
Where?
Here.
This Douglas? No, I know his face full well. A gallant knight he was, named one, some we furnished like the king himself.
A fool go with thy soul, whither it goes. A borrowed title hast thou bought too dear. Why didst thou tell me that thou wert a king?
The king hath many marching in his coats.
Now, by my sword, I will kill all his coats. I'll murder all his wardrobe, piece by piece, until I meet the king.
Up and away, our soldiers stand full fairly for the day.
Though I can stay shot-free at London, I fear the shot here. Soft, who are you? Sir Walter Blunt. There's honor for you. Here's no vanity. I have led my ragamuffins where they are peppered. There's not 3 of my 150 left alive. But who comes here?
What? Standest thou idle here? Lend me thy sword.
Nay, give me leave to breathe a while. Turk Gregory never did such deeds in arms as I have today. I have paid Percy. I have made him sure.
He is, indeed, and living to kill thee. I prithee, lend me thy sword.
Nay, before God, Hal, if Percy be alive, thou didst not my sword, but take my pistol if thou wilt.
Give it to me. What? Is it in the case? What? Is it a time to jest and dally now? Charlie's sword wasn't there.
I prithee, Harry, withdraw a while, thou bleedest too much.
God forbid a shell scratch should drive a prince from such a field as this, where trodden lies stay nobility lies trodden on, and rebels' arms triumph in massacres.
We breathe too long. Come, cousin, our duty literally lies. For God's sake, come.
Oh, the spoilings metal to us all.
Another king? They grow like hiders' heads. I'm the Douglas, fatal to all those that wear those colors on them. What art thou, that counterfeits the person of a king?
The king himself. I've 2 boys in the field, seek Percy and thyself. But as thou fallest on me so luckily, I will essay thee. Defend thyself.
I fear thou art another counterfeit, and yet in faith thou bearest thee like a king. But mine, I'm sure thou art, where thou be, and thus I win thee.
thy head, vile Scot, or thou art likely to never hold it up again. It is the Prince of Wales that threatens thee. Cheerly, my lord, how fares your grace? Sir Nicholas Gothy hath for succor sent, so hath Clifton.
Make up to Clifton, all to Sir Guzzy.
If I mistake not, thou art Prince Harry.
Thou speakest as if I would deny my name.
My name is Harry Percy.
Think not, Percy, to share with me in glory any more, for 2 stars keep not their motion in one's fear, nor can one England brook a double reign of Harry Percy and the Prince of Wales.
The hour is come to end the one of us, and would to God thy name in arms were now as great as mine.
I'll make it greater ere I part from thee.
I can no longer brook thy vanities.
Well said, Hal. To it, Hal. Nay, you shall find no boys' play here, I can assure you.
Oh. Harry, thou hast robbed me of my youth. I better brook the loss of real life than those proud titles thou hast won of me. They wound my thoughts worse than sore my flesh. Oh, I could prophesy that the earthy and cold hand of death lies on my tongue. No, Percy, thou art dust and food.
For worms, brave Percy. Fare thee well, great heart. What? Old acquaintance? Cannot all this flesh keep in a little life? Poor Jack. Farewell. Embowelled will I see thee by and by. Till then in blood, by noble Percy lie. I don't know.
Embowelled? Thou embowel me today, I'll give you leave to powder me and eat me tomorrow. Sblood, 'twas time to counterfeit. Counterfeit? I lie. I am no counterfeit. To die is to be counterfeit, for he is but the counterfeit of a man who has not the life of a man. Zoons, I am afraid of this gunpowder Percy, though he be dead. How if he should counterfeit too and rise? I am afraid he shall prove the better counterfeit. Therefore I'll make him sure. Yea, and I'll swear I killed him. Nothing confutes me but eyes, and no one sees me. Therefore, Sirrah, with a new wound in your thigh, come you along with me.
But soft, who have we here? Did you not tell me this fat man was dead?
I did. I saw him breathless and bleeding on the ground. Art thou alive, or is it fancy that plays upon our eyesight?
Nay, I am not a double man. But if I be not Jack Falstaff, then I am a Jack. There is Percy, if the chain will do me any honor. So if not, let him kill the next Percy himself. I look to be either Earl or Duke, I can assure you.
Why, Percy, I killed myself and saw thee dead.
Didst thou? Lord, Lord, how this world is given to lying. I grant you, I was down and out of breath. So was he. But we both rose in an instant and fought a long hour by Shrewsbury clock.
This is the strangest tale ever I heard.
And this is the strangest fellow. Come, bring your luggage nobly on your back. For my part, if a lie may do thee grace, I'll gild it with the happiest terms I have.
The trumpet sounds retreat. The day is ours. Come, brother, let us to the highest field to see what friends are living and who are dead.
I follow, as they say, for reward. He that rewards me, God reward him.
In the weeks that followed, the rebel leaders were called to task for what they had done. King Henry ordered Worcester to be executed for treason, but allowed Prince Henry to decide the fate of the captured warrior Douglas. The prince showed mercy and sent the brave Scot home to his family. Hotspur was dead and his army crushed, but the rebellion smoldered on across the land. Exhausted by the strain of conflict, King Henry grew sick and died. The old monarch had worried to the end that his son would return to his old habits of drinking and gambling. But when Henry was crowned King Henry V, he showed the world his kingly qualities. He rose to the challenge like a bright and glorious sun. His courage inspired the people of England to join him in a series of breathtaking victories. But that is another story.